Comic Corner, where people read comics in a corner. Wait, what? Hi guys, April here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another Comic Corner where I haul, review, and sometimes ramble about books. Today I have 4 exciting stories that I want to introduce you to, so let's get started. First up is my favorite of the group, and that is The Ride, Burning Desire by Image Comics. It is from the same team that did Plastic, and if you haven't seen my review on that, I'll link it in the iCard above. The team consists of Doug Wagner, Daniel Hilliard, and Adam Hughes on art, Laura Martin and Adam Hughes on color, and Ed Dukeshire on letters. I have to say that when this team gets together, they create something fantastic. And this is no exception. The Ride is an anthology series that was started around 15 years ago, and they are celebrating that anniversary with a 5-issue series. The first issue, we are introduced to a character named Samantha Vega. This is her on the back. She is a former police officer who was recently released from prison after a 15-year stint for killing a suspect. We find her working as a bouncer in an exotic dance club. Something goes down and unfortunately she gets hauled into the police station. At the end of that, she is presented a car. Now, from what I've read about the previous installments, the car is kind of the linchpin to the anthology series. A car plays a very major part in moving the story along. Usually it's a form of a muscle car. And I kind of find that cool. It's very in the vein of, let's say, Outer Limits, Brie Bradbury Theater. I love anthology series. I think they're so great. And Samantha Vega, when you meet her, you kind of love her instantly. She's just one of those people that is just, I won't say calm under pressure, but definitely sees a lot of things moving around before she acts. Also, there is a second story in here that kind of deals with the unicorn lady on the front. It is called Sparkle, and I won't spoil it for you, but let's just say it hits the ground running. I suspect that somehow the 2 stories may link up later on in the series, but I don't know that for certain, but I'm definitely excited to find out. A little bit about the art. I love the use of color in this story. I love the blues and the purples for the club, kind of the sepia tone for the backflashes, and then in the starkness of the police station, you get this shadowy, moody, ominous feel. I really liked this, the flavor and the feel of the artwork for this book. This is really up my milieu. I like these clean lines. I like vibrant color and the great use of color to set tone and mood, and I think they strike that really well here. Overall, the artwork is fantastic. I think this is going to be a great ride. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it's kind of described as a hard-boiled pop noir, and that just sounds like me. If you want to check it out on digital, I have a link to Comixology below. If you like stories in the vein of Stranger Things or Paper Girls, then Uni Press has something for you. Morning in America. This is written by Magdalene Visaggio, Claudia Aguirre, and Zach Somm. This is a adventure, sci-fi, horror story set in the 80s that centers around 4 teenage girls called the Six Sisters. They are the bad girls in town. They vandalize, they spray graffiti, they shoplift, they have sex under the bleachers, you know, 80s stuff. And we meet them where they're sitting in the auditorium of their school, and the principal is announcing that now a 4th teenager has gone missing, the 2nd in a week. And the mystery is growing. This story feels like it was lifted right out of the 80s, where teenagers are the mature ones and the adults are either completely useless or culpable in whatever nefarious business is going on. I really like it. That's kind of my sweet spot. I am a fan of the 80s, and this is definitely up my alley. I'm enjoying the story. I think it's very well written. The dialogue between the girls is really nice. There there is diverse representation in the sense of different ethnicities and sexual orientation. And I love the pacing of it. You get to like a first reveal in, I think, issue 2, and maybe a bigger reveal in issue number 3 or 4. I also love the artwork. I like the bright, bold colors and the precise shading. I love the use of the pinks and the peaches. I think it lulls you into a sense of safety and security because how beautiful and bubbly it looks, but of course there is something ominously playing underneath. I like the juxtaposition of that. Overall, I think this is a great series so far. I mean, there's no big surprises going on in here. If you understand this genre and the tropiness of it, you'll get it immediately. But I feel that it's well done and I'm just enjoying the ride. So again, if you like things like Stranger Things and Paper Girls, pick this one up. Next up, I have something from Vault Comics, and it is called Queen of Bad Dreams. This is written by, Danny Lore is the writer, Jordi Perez is the artist, Deborah Kelly is the colorist, and Kim McLean is the letterer. An all-female crew here. This is a sci-fi mystery adventure about the manifestation of dreams. In this world, people have developed low to moderate psychic ability where they are able to manifest objects or people or things out of their dreams, or they call drop out or possibly escape from someone's dream. This is a phenomenon that is so prevalent that there's a government agency that oversights it. It's called the IJS. And inside this agency, we meet Daher. I hope I'm saying her name right. She is a inspector judge, an IJ. And what she does is she tracks down these figments, as they call them, these manifestations, and determines whether or not they need to be reimplanted into the person's psyche, destroyed, or even allowed to live in what we call the waking world. The beginning of the story, Daher is put on a case where a figment has escaped the mind of a human. And this human is from a very powerful and possibly notorious family called the Chases. And what they want is their figment back. But as Daher investigates it, she finds out that there'd be more to the case than the Chase family has let on. There is a third party that narrates the story, so Daher is not telling her story first person. Someone is kind of telling the story as if it was in the past tense. Ominous. First things up, I like it. It's interesting and fresh. I don't think I've ever read a story where there's a government agency that actually oversees someone's dreamscape. I also like the characters. Daher has a kind of complicated relationship with almost everybody she is involved with. She basically puts her job before everything. I like some of the auxiliary characters. I think they are definitely going to play a big part in it, especially the figment who escapes from the family. She is kind of an enigma. She was created for protection, but over time it feels more and more like a weird, twisted, abusive relationship. I also like the artwork. I thought it was really nice. I think the kind of brush strokes they're using here definitely gives it that dream kind of feel to it, whether you're in the dreamscape or out of it. I've only read the first 2 issues and it gives you so much story. I really enjoyed that. I have to say that for me, Vault Comics has been putting out some really home runs this year. I'm loving this so far. And then there is She Said Destroy. I'll talk about that in the future. And Interceptor. That was given out during Free Comic Book Day. And those are both really strong stories that they've been putting out. Vault is really making a name for themselves. And I am here for it. Especially when you have diverse publishers and creators at the helm. I'm a big proponent of inclusivity. So, yes. And lastly, we have Crowded, trade paperback volume number 1. This is from Image Comics and it is crowded with creators. I'm going to say that word a lot. It is written by Christopher Sabella. The art is done by Rose Stein and Ted Brandt. The color is done by Triona Farrell. The letters are Cardinal Ray. The edits is Juliet Capra. The logos are Dylan Todd and Kate O'Mara. Hollery McEnd and Alberta Hernandez did the color flattening. Woo! A lot of cooks in this kitchen and they made a fantastic meal. I love this. I love everything about this. This is amazing. Okay, so what we have is a crime, mystery, adventure story that basically centers around these two, Charlie and Vida. Charlie is your stereotypical millennial. She is living gig job to gig job. She has a robust social media platform, and she may be slightly oblivious to the impact she's having on her surroundings. So much so that she wakes up one morning and finds that she has $1 million bounty on her head. Because in this universe, just 10 minutes into the future, there is an app where you are legally allowed to put out an assassin hit on another person. She immediately goes on another app called Defend, and when you have it, she picks the lowest rated and cheapest bodyguard she can find.
They're arranged in order of price. The most expensive are in the front.
Girl, this is not the place to cut corners. That bodyguard is Vida. They meet to try to feel each other out to see if this will be a good fit. But before they can come to any decisions, somebody makes an attempt on Charlie, and Vida proves that she is well more than her low rating. She is capable, she is confident, and she is deadly as sin. This is good news for Charlie. She may actually survive this whole thing because Charlie has a tendency to get in her own way. There is not more I want to say about this because I really don't want to spoil it, other than this is a story that is exciting, loud, kinetic, crowded. There are a lot of characters that pop in and out of the story. Some definitely move the story along. Some are just kind of just of the moment. And I feel like this story and the way it's been put together and presented feels very of the moment. We live in a fast-paced society where people do live gig job to gig job, do have large social media platforms, and have ratings on some of those platforms that may not truly represent the gifts that they actually have. Oh, by the way, anybody who has a bodyguard company, you might want to put an app out for that and trademark it because that is a great idea. Also, I love the artwork. It's fast, it's kinetic, it's busy. It fills up the page and your eyes just try to draw everything in. But as busy as it looks, nothing is wasted. Everything means something. So beware of that. I really am enjoying this story. It is an active series, but I picked up the first volume in trade paperback and I'll probably continue reading it in this format. However, you can jump in, get caught up, and pick up the series as they come out, single issue at a time. I really suggest either way. I think it's a definitely great ride. If you like things that are kind of quirky and fast, humorous, and kind of gets a little bloody, gets a little silly, this is right up your alley. This is fun with a capital F. Love it. So that's it, guys. Those are the shares I have for this week. Tell me what you think. If you've read any of these or intend to read them, let me know in the comments below. I would love to know your thoughts. Also, if you want to suggest some things, let me have those too. I'm always looking for new, weird, quirky things to read. So share those below. I think we all would appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. If you like this and you want to see more, please give this one a thumbs up and subscribe, and also hit that bell notification. I'm told that if you do so, it will alert you to new content I put out. Ooh, aren't we getting fancy? All right, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a great time. If you're interested in anything that I put out, I have Comixology links to each of these stories in the description box below. But better yet, go out and support your local comic book shops. Those are the true MVPs. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.